Hello and welcome to the Quibber channel. I'm Jason, your host, and there's something we definitely need to talk about to do with electric mobility scooters, or more to the point, the ones sold on eBay. This is very like a lot of the e-bikes on eBay. There seems to be no regulation on them. There seems to be no certification from what I can see. A lot of them come with a sign that says, I mean, look at, if you're somebody new to scooters, you're a disabled person and you decide you want to get yourself a mobility scooter. If you go onto Amazon, which is a bad idea anyway for this kind of thing, you will see these kind of things. They look amazing. I mean, they fucking look absolutely amazing. They do. They are beautiful. You have to go down a few lines till it says, which one are you going to pick? Are you going to pick these old ones, or are you going to pick something that looks like a hot rod? And they've got sponsored, these people have got the sponsored front part of these things now. The problem is, and they even show as a small business, a lot of them show as a small business. It's kind of crazy. Small business. I know for a fact that all of this stuff comes from China. And I know for a fact that these vehicles have some of the experiences of people with customer service once you buy one is bad. I also know a very telling thing, that whether it's whatever makes they are, these ones that look so cool and amazing on here, they're not stocked in any reputable disabled shop in the UK. That's the thing. You see, when I was with Paola and that, we had contact with a lot of different mobility shops because we needed aids and stuff like that for wheelchairs and all those kind of things, and you get to know the system and you get to know how it's verified, and you've got the disability shops are staffed with amazingly knowledgeable people who can look after and these kind of bits and pieces. This is not a toy. These are not a toy. These are sometimes over 200 kilograms in weight, and then you add a person on top, they can be up to, from what I understand, up to 300 kilograms with a person on top, if that person's very weighty. They travel at 8 miles per hour or even higher. That's something we want to get to on there. If that came down the street and hit a child, it could kill them. Now, I have an experience when I was a lot younger with motorbikes and that, and this is why my first drive with mine was on the equivalent to car park. It wasn't a car park, it was a cemetery, but it has a pathway that leads all the way around in a concentric areas and that, and turns and that, for me to get used to driving it, and used to the feel of it. But I tested it out at 8 miles per hour. I think it's terrifying going at 8 miles per hour. It's crazy at that speed. It's wonderful, exhilarating. But These kind of things should not be sold on Amazon. Shouldn't. They usually come with a note saying, this might not be up to UK standards, blah, 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 blah. You may only be able to use this on private land and not on the road or not on the footpath, and so on and so. You get the notice with a lot of these ones on there. Now let's see the difference between that and the Kimco that I've got downstairs. The Kimco is a stable brand. They do motorbikes as well as mobility scooters, and their mopeds and motorbikes are well thought of, and they use the same kind of safety system there. It's a Taiwanese company, as they do for their thingies. I had complete confidence, and when I received my mobility scooter, it had just had a service. So it states what it was, what the model is, date of manufacture. A 10-minute road test was performed with elevations. The charger was tested, full charge. Power to the scooter tested, full power cycle. Throttle operation, full 360-degree rotation checked, tested. Tyres, anti-tips, removed the tyres, cleaned and condition classed it as 10 out of 10. Bodywork panels checked, cleans, 10 out of 10. Frame condition checked, full inspection, 10 out of 10. Headrest arm pads cleaned, checked, 10 out of 10 condition. Backrest cushion checked, cleaned, 10 out of 10. Lights and indicators checked and tested, full light cycle. Main electronics tested, checked and tested, full electrical cycle. Motor test tested, checked, 10-minute run test, passed. Electric brake test tested and checked and tested on incline and decline. And then full bolt check of all wheels, tightened and with a 12mm socket, and scooter accessories checked. And then the batteries were tested as well. Final test check by JH. There. That you can rely on. That is done by a mobility company. That is done by people who know about all of this. And my Kimco is sporty. It is amazing. My Kimco Max is wonderful. It's an amazing piece of kit. I'll be able to. It's got a variable control system. I've heard, and I'm going off hearsay here, but I've heard that some of these bikes, ones that you buy on the actual Amazon, don't actually, they still have the 3 speed settings for 8, 15, and that's a European thing, I believe. No, 15 miles an hour is not legal on the public roads, on the public paths, in a scooter. For a Cat 3 vehicle, which mine's going to be registered as a Cat 3 vehicle, it's not legal in the UK. And they're so much cheaper. And they look shiny. There needs to be more regulation on them in places like that. There really does. Because when Amazon says they're a small business, oh, you think they just think, I know nothing about the companies on thingy. They could be dropship companies for all I know. But Amazon is not doing its due diligence on these scooters. Because in the wrong hands, it wouldn't take much for someone to get really hurt. Now you know me, I did a deep dive on all of this stuff. before I bought the scooter. I checked everything out, and even though it cost more, I went with one that was, I couldn't get a brand new one because I couldn't afford it, but I could get one that was serviced and everything and in good condition. And was something that I can rely on, which matters for my anxiety and stuff like that. See, a Cat 3 vehicle, you only register if you want to go on the roads. Now, I don't know whether I want to go on the roads, but I'm going to register. I've filled in the forms that I'm going to send off because I want to have the option of going on the roads. Scary, but I want to have the option of going on the road. And for one of these vehicles to go on the road, it has to have a switch on it that you can go from high to low. See, it's nice on the in fact, I'll show you a picture. Let me pause this. Okay. Everything on a mobility scooter is set up for safety. Like this little wishbone at the bottom that you're seeing here with the back and forward, this is the throttle. You see, if you're disabled, you might not have full function of your hands. A twisty grip throttle is not very safe in those situations. So, what happens is this. If you pull towards you on the right side of that while holding on the bar in front of you, it's called a delta steering wheel, then you go forward. If you pull towards you on your left hand, it goes in reverse. Very simple. As soon as you let go, the brake system kicks in. It has an automatic brake system. It will bring you to a stop pretty much instantly. Not judderingly stop, but comfortable stop. It stops you. That's the first thing. If you look behind where the mirrors come out, on the left hand side you will see that is an emergency brake, so you've got a secondary brake system for safety. The horn on this is louder than most cars. It really is. I'm not kidding about that. The horn on this is so loud that, yeah, you will hear this no matter what. The one above the horn on the left hand side is the light, because you've got a full set of lights, because if you go on the road you have to have that for it to be legal. Below that, on these left and right arrows, are the turn indicators. Just like on a car, it's got indicators on the back to say whether you're going left or right. Above that is the temperature. You can flip between a moment to 21 Celsius, but can flip between Celsius and Fahrenheit, and that shows the temperature around you. Then there's the adjustment button at the top there underneath the display dial, and the mod button to modify things, to switch between the mods, which are, you can switch between the time, trip distance, and the odometer for overall distance. You got the time button here because you can alter the time and set it to the right time. The red one is the hazard one. Just like a car has that button, you press the button and the hazard lights will flash, and that if you get stuck on a road or something, and you have the flashes on so that you can let people know. And then the one you can't really see on the right hand side, above the actual arrow is the high and low. So the way this works is this. You select high or low, and it tells you here, I'm on low at the moment. It tells you on the actual digital display there, low. And the digital display, the left hand side, that's how much power it's got. Yeah, still at full charge. So, and I've got it set to all the way up to what's called the hare or the tortoise. This little dial here is for this one. It's a gradually, it's a turning knob, whatever you want to call it. And basically I've got it set to full, which means I've got it set at low speed, which means that pretty much the max that this will go is 4 miles an hour. That's its max. Now, if I've got this turned all the way to the top, I will get that full 4 miles an hour. But let's say I'm going around a shop and I want to drop it down to 1 mile an hour. I can take it all the way down to the tortoise gradually, and that will limit my speed even more further down, 3 to 1 miles. Now, I can switch it on high if I'm going on the road, or if I'm going off-road and I need a bit more oomph. And then once again, it starts at the bottom at 4 and goes all the way up to 8 miles an hour as its max. So I turn this to decide how much speed I want, and then I use the throttle levers to slowly, gradually. It isn't just, oh, you're this speed or this speed. Then you've got the graduation of the throttle, which is gradual as well. It isn't just on or off. So actually you have really fine control of every part of that system. The problem is, I'm pretty damn sure that that kind of system isn't in place with the Chinesian products. I'm sorry. I've nothing against Chinese products, and some of them are amazing. But we are talking, but it is very telling that most mobility scooters places will not sell these items to you. It isn't because they're making more money off the others. It's because items like the Kimco have gone through tests. Items like the Kimco has been around. Mine's a 2018 model. The Kimco's been around for a long time. And they are well trusted systems. So yeah. Now there is something else I'm going to talk about now, and that is after I've finished this one. So there's another thing I want to chat about. So first of all, let's get this out of there.